Hi, Zeina.
Hi, and thank you for being on my show today. It's podcast show 30 Minutes with Zeina, which we're doing in English today, given the fact that we can speak about marketing terminologies in an easier way, and we can communicate it to a vast target audience who's interested to listen to you today about marketing new businesses. Okay, and
Yes.
since we know that throughout the changes that we have been seeing, the existing companies, the SMEs around, and the ones that are planning to start businesses are looking for marketing solutions, given the fact that they're moving to e-commerce platforms, they're moving into re-strategizing their businesses, and they're moving to a lot of things. To introduce you, Bassem, you are the partner and the head of the performance marketing at Igloo Social Media Agency, and you have a vast experience with a lot of clients in regards to anything to do with social media platforms and many more, of course, in this industry. I'm going to leave the floor open to you so we can talk about what had changed in the marketing industry throughout the past 6 months, and what are your recommendations on moving forward, especially if anyone wants to start a new business or even has an existing business or a very big company.
Right. So, yes, so to start with what has changed, and I will talk about what has changed since the COVID has started. What we are seeing in the market is that many businesses are moving online.
Okay.
And I can give you some examples. So I could see, for example, like yoga studios or Pilates studios, they're taking the courses online. I can see marketeers that used to have classes offline in hotels, for example, they're doing online courses and so forth. And let's say we have actually a client as well of ours that is a training company, and they're taking their business online. So they're using a platform where they do the consultancy and the coaching online and the trainings online, including team building. So imagine team building today, instead of you having a team building with 100 employees, for example, in an indoor place or an outdoor place, now they happen virtually online. So we're seeing, of course, more and more businesses pivoting online. That's like one big change. Another change that we're seeing is that more and more businesses are moving their marketing budgets to digital for obvious reasons. More and more businesses today, they want to cut costs. They want to have more visibility on their marketing spend and their marketing and their return. So they're spending a lot more of their marketing budgets online. So that is in terms of the shift that we are seeing.
Okay.
Now, in terms of how to start a business and how to market a new business, if we talk about that subject, we basically, what I recommend, because I have started a few businesses already, and we work with a lot, of course, as a marketing agency, we work with a lot of businesses that are starting. First, what I would say is, like, the advice, not in terms of marketing, but in terms of how to start a business. First of all, I would tell people, start it as a side gig, rather than just quitting the job, because we see it a lot, and we see a lot of people fail, because we know that most businesses fail. Most businesses do not make it, right? So they say 9 out of 10 businesses fail the first year of launch. So imagine 9 out of 10 businesses. So today, if you quit your job and you start a new business and you have some savings on the side, and after 6 months, 1 year time, you didn't make any money, so you spend a lot of your savings, and then your business fails, so you have to go back to the corporate world. So first, what I would recommend is start it as a side gig. And that's something that we didn't do maybe right at the beginning. We left our jobs, 3 of us, and we started the business. And, that took us a lot of time to learn how to start a business, how to grow the portfolio, how to learn how to sell the services, how to get clients on board. It takes a big learning curve, and that comes with a cost. So I recommend to start it as a side gig all the time.
And I can stress on a point here that now anyone who's working in the region as an employee is allowed to have a business. This is something that a lot of people don't know, but of course not a competing business. So whoever is planning to start a business can do so, given that they don't threat their job, and at the same time, it's not competing to what they're doing.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
I'm just telling you. Yeah.
Well, great. Good to know.
Yes.
It's good to know for a lot of the employees that.
I think this was a law that came out maybe like 6-7 months ago, even before the COVID, that everyone
Okay.
can actually have a side business, yet not competing to what they're doing. Okay. Again,
Yeah,
given that the employee can actually manage.
perfect. So I'd say this is the first point. So start it as a side gig, grow it, and when it's the right time for you to jump on that side, you then jump and do that move. That's one. Second, I would say always when you start a business, put aside a marketing budget.
Mhm.
I mean, you know it. You're in this space. We talk to a lot of businesses today. They say, I don't have a marketing budget. Yeah. And I can give you some examples. And for example, one of the businesses that I know, and this is basically like 2 years ago when we were in GLT, we're still in GLT, but we were in a separate, in a different cluster. There was a French restaurant underneath our building. The food was amazing. Like it was like a 5-star hotel food. So the food was amazing. The manager and the owner, East European, extremely friendly, super hospitable, very big smile, amazing positive energy she had. The chef, South African, she lived and studied in France, and she was working in France, so she knows how to cook French food. She was like the best person you'd ever meet, full of positive energy. She comes and let us try new things, etc. And the staff behind the kitchen, it was a small place. The staff extremely friendly. So you'd go in this restaurant and you straight away feel loved and you feel that positive energy, right? They got the first few things right, the basics right. They got the food was amazing, the service was amazing, and they had a pretty good location in GLT on the plaza level where you go up and park.
Yeah.
So people could see the restaurant. So they thought that if they get the basics right, then that's it. That's all they need. What they didn't have is marketing. They didn't have a marketing budget. And the manager, the owner, was so against putting her platform and Zomato and on timeout and on Talabat and so forth, because she was against paying this 20-30% cut to these platforms.
Okay.
After 1 year of launch, she was, when of course she knew that we were a marketing agency, she's like, can you help us now after 1 year? So when I came to her and
so you recommend that even businesses should look into marketing budgets after a year?
No, from the beginning, they
from
should
the
have
beginning.
a marketing budget.
And let's
So what
assume
this
they don't
lady
have the
did-
budget to do it.
Sorry?
If they didn't have the budget to do it, or they didn't have the actual income to be able to spend on marketing.
Right. So today, for any business, how do you market your business today? You have three main ways, right? Either you hire salespeople, which is outbound calling. So you hire salespeople that make calls and then go for appointments and meetings.
Okay.
Either inbound marketing. So what you and I do. So PR campaigns, social media campaigns, Google ads, programmatic, and so forth. So you're basically putting your word out there and you're hoping for people to come to you. So inbound marketing. And then the third way is referral marketing. So word of mouth. You go out and network and you call your friends and family and so forth. And this one, the referral is icing on the cake. You cannot count on other people to give you business.
Okay.
That is free, correct? You don't need a marketing budget for it.
Okay.
But these two ones, if you want to hire salespeople, you need a marketing budget. I mean, you need a sales budget, but you need a budget for that. And inbound, you need a budget for that as well.
Okay. Got it.
So what this lady did wrong, imagine, my point is, after 1 year, she realized that she needs marketing. After 1 year, when I came, I told her, if you want to do at least social media with an agency, you're going to pay 15,000 dirhams a month, at least. And you need to put 10,000 dirhams as a marketing budget, 25,000 dirhams a month. She didn't have that money. After 3-4 months of our discussions, she closed down her shop. Okay. So my point is always have a marketing budget, or you have to count on referrals, like we spoke about. What we spoke about.
Would you suggest that whoever wants to put a marketing budget as a start, okay, so they can market a new business that they have, it's interesting to tell people that you don't need to spend such a huge budget. You can always start step by step, okay, looking into, either project-based for 3 months or 6 months or a year, right? With a minimal specific budget that they can share with the agency and say, we have this budget and we need you to come back to us and tell us what you can do with this budget. Right?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Okay. So it's not like it's a necessity for businesses to know that I have to pay so much money of 20,000 or 25,000 for an agency. They can always say that we have this X budget. What can you do for us? And the agency eventually will tell the client that you need more for certain insertions somewhere else, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. And how I see it, and how if you Google it today, for example, how what my market budget should be.
Mm.
Today there's a lot of information online about how much, what percentage should be your marketing budget from your total revenue. So if you start, for example, a business and you say next month I want to make 100,000 dirhams, on an average you take 5% of your projected revenues as a marketing budget. So
Okay.
100,000, you put 5,000 dirham marketing budget. But I don't do it this way. What I advise people to do, or businesses to do, is to first of all, if you are a business like us, where you can drive users to a website of yours, start first. The first phase is have a website that works. Okay. That's the first. So first, I'm gonna tell you two phases. So how first to build your website or your shop, basically, and the second phase, which is your marketing, right?
Okay.
So how you go to market. The first phase is you need a website that works. So develop a website that works, and what that means is have the right information on your website, have the right content on your website,
Okay.
have the right contact information on your website. So and including the contact channels. So have a WhatsApp icon, have a chatbot on your icon, right? So if a user comes to your website, you should have enough information to answer all the questions the users have, correct?
Right.
Now, if the user still have questions, then you should be able to provide a WhatsApp icon or a phone number or an email on your website, so the users can reach out to you and ask more questions. Okay. So first of all, have a website that works. And a website that works is basically having a website that is fast. That is the most important element to think about. Have a website that is fast, that, users come to your website.
And having a fast website means we refrain from Flash, utilizing a lot of Flash, a lot of movements, a lot of what makes a website a fast website?
Yeah, so Flash, of course not, because Flash, if I'm not mistaken, Flash is not responsive.
Okay.
Flash, that was the old way of building websites.
Okay, so today, simple, straightforward to the point, basically.
So if you want to make it fast, there are ways to make your website fast, right? So the images should load, should be smaller. It shouldn't have any broken links. It should have the right plugins so it loads fast. But these are like the technical people, the web developers that know how to make a website fast. And there's a lot of free tools today to know how fast is your website.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a question, or should I?
No, this is phase one. So what's phase two?
So the phase one is to have still a website that is fast, that is responsive on devices. Still till today, you still see websites that are not responsive on mobile. So you land and then you just have to go right and left. And that's completely wrong, right?
Okay.
So have a website that is fast, a website that is responsive on all mobile, and include the right contact channels on this website. That's the phase one.
Okay.
The phase two, which is the marketing, I would put it into three phases, the go-to-market. The first phase is the testing phase. And this is extremely important. I was having a webinar 2 days ago, which I'm going to start putting as well live or on LinkedIn and other channels. There was a lady that started an online shop, and she asked me, how much budget should I put? And that's a question you get asked as well. That's a question that we get asked as an agency. How much marketing budget should I put? And there's no answer to that. There's no how much budget you should put. I would always say, if you're in your business, start with a testing phase. Okay. And the testing phase is create a video, a video, and basically push it on social media. And the video, why I say always video, not a static image. So that's another question that I ask all the time. What is not the static image that says, for example, we are the best PR agency in Dubai, right? So it's just an image that says we are the best. And you push it on Facebook and on Instagram and so forth. Instead, you make a video. Why? Because today, this image that says we are the best PR agency in Dubai, it answers one question, that we are the best. But what about all the questions me as a user have? I have what clients you worked with, what are some testimonials, what are some case studies, how long you've been in business, who are the people behind it, correct? These are questions that we get asked. So make it a video that answers a lot of these questions, a video of 15 to 30 seconds, push it on social media, let's say on one channel, which is Facebook or Instagram, and drive 10 to 20,000 users in a short period of time. So drive these 10, 20,000 users in a 1 month time, so you can learn fast what is happening from these users and draw conclusions.
Okay.
So don't drive 10,000 and 20,000 in 6 months time. Then it's going to take you really 6 months time to understand what's happening.
Okay.
So instead, drive these 10, 20,000 users in 1 month time. And of course, have the right trackers on your website, so you can know how many people clicked on WhatsApp, on phone, etc., how many seconds they spend, you know, how many pages they have seen on your website and so forth. What type of questions. When you understand this by month 1, you can then draw conclusions and put a plan forward.
Into place. Okay.
That's what I would do as a test, as a phase 1.
Okay. So after we do the website and we do the video and we promote it, so we can drive the people that we want or the viewers that we want on the website, we need to also make sure that we are targeting the right demographics and we're targeting the right cities and the regions, right? It's not like it's an open promo for a video, because some people do this mistake of putting a video and injecting a $300, $400 to boost a video to everywhere. And this is not exactly what we want from data perspective.
Of course,
yeah?
Yes, of course, you are right.
Okay. So there's another point to add on. So what's phase 2?
Phase 2, when you draw the conclusions and you're going to notice 2 things, right? Either your business is not making any sense from that test, because let's say you drove 10,000 users and nobody took any action. So they came in, they didn't chat to you, they didn't, they didn't buy from you, they didn't send you any leads, etc. Or it's really an interesting business where you drove 10,000 users and you realize that 100 of them chatted with you on WhatsApp, 100 of them called, 2, 3 of them bought, 10 of them put the product in the cart and so forth. When you start understanding this and you realize that the business is viable and you want to invest more, then you go into phase 2. And the phase 2 is you invest in paid traffic. So you can run Google search ads. You can run Google display ads, these banners on Google. You create a PR campaign. So this is where you come in, right? Instead of at the beginning investing in a PR campaign of 3 months and investing in SEO and investing in social media and basically putting a few $100,000 dirhams, don't do that. Do phase 1. If it works, then invest in a PR campaign. So start putting yourself out there a little bit more, start building more credibility and trust, and then start driving more users through search ads, social media, and so forth.
Okay.
That's so paid traffic, PR, and then of course you start activating the marketing automation.
Okay.
So if someone comes and buys from you, or someone came and asked you a question, so that became a lead, you put them into a marketing automation funnel.
Okay.
Right?
Can you explain more about this?
Yes. So basically today, Amazon works with marketing automation. So today when you buy something from Amazon, the people on the back, the marketing people, they don't send you an email like, hey, Zeina, this is your product. Hey, Zeina, this is your product is arriving after 2 days. Or after a week, hey, Zeina, we noticed that you bought X, there's now Y, right? This is not done manually. Because what happens today, when you bought, your email address goes into a funnel, which we call the marketing or the sales funnel. So first you trigger your product and then you go into more emails and more SMSs and so forth. And that's exactly what a lot of businesses should do, because marketing automation will help any business increase the customer lifetime value. And this is the most important, because today, for example, you as a PR agency, you have a client that buys from you in his lifetime or her lifetime for, let's say, $10,000. What if you start sending them emails on a regular basis, so you are always on top of mind? When they want a new PR campaign after 1 year or 3 months or whatever, they buy from you more. So instead of spending 10,000 lifetime, what if they spend 15, 20, 30,000? Okay. Right? Because we know, you and I, the most difficult is to win new clients. Right. So what if you retarget the same clients so they buy from you more and more?
Okay. Bassem, after looking at all these pillars that a lot of companies have to use in phase 2, I want to stress on content, because a lot of them don't utilize good content at times, and some of them do. Just explain to us how important is content and how should they actually take care of that part in specific, be it a video, be it a static image, be it a website content in general.
Yes, great question. And I think content is the most important part of marketing. And today, content, the beauty of content is that you can scale it. Okay. So look what you and I do. We create a lot of content, a lot of added value, and we push it on social media.
Yes.
Right? Today, you as a business, Let's take you as an example. You are Zeina, you're an expert, let's say specifically about PR, because you have different specialties, but let's say PR. Imagine today you as a PR specialist, how much value you could add to so many people, including me. I'm not an expert in PR. We are, in a way, we work together because we have a trust.
We complete each other also, yeah.
We complete each other, but I'm not an expert in PR. I'm an expert in digital marketing. That's what I love doing. That's what you love doing. So today, if you start sharing content on a regular basis about PR specifically, I'm going to get so much added value from you. And you know what? You're going to stand out from the crowd. Because today, I do not see anybody doing PR or sharing PR tips and added value or creating even engaging and added value conversation on, let's say, LinkedIn. I don't see anybody. So imagine you just suddenly appear on LinkedIn, start adding more people, create a community, and start adding value to these people, specifically about PR. We know the value of PR. We know the power of PR. I know the power of PR for my business as a digital marketing agency. So today, if you start creating more content, you're going to stand out. And that's going to help you get more business.
True. So moving to LinkedIn, because you mentioned LinkedIn, how important is LinkedIn also to coincide with building a website and building your business? Because LinkedIn is a growing platform now. And I think it's really targeted to corporate companies and targeted to individuals also. So tell us a bit about LinkedIn and how it can add value, be it, a social media expert like you.
Well, I love personally LinkedIn because LinkedIn is still free. It can help you grow organically, unlike platforms like Facebook and Instagram, for example.
Okay.
Right? So today, you as a person, not as a business, I'm talking. Today, as a person, I created a Facebook account, a page basically, not my personal. Yeah, because my personal is personal. I don't want to share related content. So I created a page. Guess what? I put a post, I put another post and another post, and I get 1, 2, 3 likes. Nobody sees it. Okay. Because basically Facebook is telling me all the way to boost it.
Yes.
So I have to pay for Facebook. LinkedIn is completely opposite. LinkedIn and TikTok today are the 2 platforms that will help you grow your reach organically. So LinkedIn is extremely powerful.
From a corporate perspective. Going back to content, there's something that we did not stress on. Geographically, it's very important to understand that we have so many different languages. Okay, so if we do a website that's in English, how important is it to invest in Arabic? How important is it to invest maybe in Indian and to invest in French at this moment?
You said it. It depends on your target market, and it depends on which cities and countries you're focusing on. So we know, for example, that most content that is consumed in Saudi Arabia is Arabic.
Okay.
Most content that is produced in the UAE is English.
Yes.
So even the locals, they consume a lot of English because most of the content online is English.
Yes.
Even though the locals, they type their messages in Arabic, but they consume a lot of content in English.
Yes.
So yes.
Another thing that we can talk about is the fact that marketing today is considered a bridge between a business and a customer. Okay, so it's very important that to take the customers into consideration. And this is probably where the omni-channel falls in, okay, the understanding of what omni-channeling is. But we're not going to get into that because it's a totally different type of marketing. How important is data online today? How can we utilize our database for our own benefit in different ways?
Yes, so we know that data is everything, right?
Okay.
When you have data, you can produce better content. When you have data, you can retarget. When you have data, you can talk to your customers better and so forth.
Okay.
So if we talk specifically today about the report, so I would split it actually in 2 parts. The first, the data that you get from your own platforms. And that's why I love digital marketing and invest in it, because today, when you put a billboard or anything to do with offline, you do not get data from it, right?
Oh.
So
We used to have a company and agencies that used to give us numbers as to how many people had seen an ad on TV or on the roads or stuff like that. We do not know at that time if these numbers were true. I will not say no, but it was the old way of doing things. Now social media made it, even digital had made it very easy for us to actually monitor. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, you're right. And today, what I meant more as in, today you put a billboard, but how do you know how many customers have seen it and how many customers bought because of this billboard, right?
Yes.
On digital today, you invest and you have a lot more information. You put a campaign on social media, you know how many people saw it, how many people clicked on it. how many people landed on your website, and how many seconds they spend, and eventually how many people bought from it, right? So
Okay.
there are tools and trackers for it. Now, of course, offline marketing, putting a billboard, it has so much value, because if you put a billboard on Sheikh Zayed, it has so much value. But I'm talking about the kind of importance and in terms of data, right?
I'm talking about this because it's very important for people who establish websites, and even if they are an e-commerce business or a digital business, maybe in the future they want to sell their website or their platform or their company, just like what Kobon.com had done, and you're an ex-Kobon, you know how it is. They developed and they've built a lot of data, okay? And based on that, they were able to sell the company for millions. So this is where I want to reach to.
Yes, yes. So as in, you're right. So data is, so today, if you're planning to scale a business and exit, you could do an offline business, let's say a chain of restaurants, and exit.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have a lot of data from that, of course. So you know
Yeah.
how many customers, how much revenues, and so forth. You know your costs and so forth. But in terms of online, so you're getting data from the tools that you have, and the best part is that you can retarget all these users that bought from you, right? So Kabon, I'm not going to say the percentage that we used to get from retargeting, but it was a big chunk of the revenues that we used to make that used to come from retargeting through email. I mean, you know, with Gabon, we used to send up to 5 emails every single day for a reason. So, and that's the beauty of data, right? You can use this data and basically optimize everything that you are doing.
Okay, another question, like for example, when you have a website and you build a website, be it an e-commerce website or be it a business website, what kind of, a lot of people do ask, what kind of online budget do we put? Not social media, as in like, how much do we invest on SEO? How much do we invest on SEM, Google ads, things of the sort? What do you advise or what do you have to say about this?
That's the, that's always the tricky questions, the tricky question. And that's something that we kind of covered a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah.
There is no a budget. There's no like, I need to put that budget to get X. With today, when you start investing in digital marketing, you start understanding the return of your investment. So today, let's say my return on investment, I'm not going to say my, but let's say a return on investment on SEO could give you, 5 times return, could give you 10 times, 15 times, depending on which industry you are in, and depending on how competitive the space is. On let's say Google Ads, exactly the same. If you are doing Google Ads yourself and you don't know how to do it, you're not going to get any return. Or maybe you get 2 times return or 1 time return. And if you're doing it with an expert, you might get different result.
Yes.
Now that's one. Second, if your website is not good enough, you will get a result. If your website offers, you get another. If your website is known, you will get X. If your website is not known, you will get Y, right? So there's no really a marketing budget. I tell people, start testing at the beginning. Start testing, understand the return on investment. And if your return on investment is 3 times, 4 times, 10 times, then why not?
No, because a lot of agencies do come to you and they tell you, okay, put down, example, 5,000 dirhams for an SEO campaign, and we can guarantee that you will get 20,000 viewers on your website. Example, okay? So they specify it based on viewership and data and impressions and everything. So does it work this way, or is just like it's a selling mechanism?
Correct. It's not SEO, SEM. So pay-per-click or Google Ads, yes, or social media, yes. Because now today, I would know, for example, if I want to run a campaign for you as a PR agency, as an example, I would make my keyword research and I would use the tools that I have, and I would know approximately what a click would cost me for your services.
Okay.
So I would say, I would come to you and I'd tell you, hey, if you pay X, you're going to get Y number of leads or Y number of clicks to your website. So yeah, any agency can come and tell you, spend $10,000, I will get you 100,000 clicks, as an example.
Okay. What's the advice that you would like to give to anyone who is starting a business and starting a platform beyond just doing their business planning and their market plan? Of course, they have to do a marketing plan and they have to do a business plan to be able to know how much do they have to invest. But what's the first advice that you would like to give them from your expertise? One advice.
Right. 1 or 3? I have 3.
Yalla, 3.
So I'm going to tell you a business advice and a marketing advice. So marketing advice, of course, as we mentioned first, the first step, build a website that works, that is fast, that is responsive on mobile, have the right content on it, and so forth. That's one. Second, build trust.
Okay.
So today, build trust on your website. If you're a new business and I come to you, let's say you're a new e-commerce competing with Amazon. If I come to you, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy from you yet because I haven't seen you enough, right? So build trust on the website. So imagine I come to your website, which is new, and I see that you are featured in Gulf News and Khaleej Times and Entrepreneur and WAMDA, whatever. I can see on your website that you are, or let's say top influencers are wearing, you know, the clothes that you are selling online, correct? You build the trust. Now, number two. And from a business perspective, these are marketing perspective. In terms of business perspective, partner with other experts. Yeah? Okay. If today you're starting a business and you want to generate leads from inbound marketing and you don't have a lot of money, partner with a digital marketing expert.
Okay.
Yeah?
To consult for you and to execute for you, for sure.
Yeah, and just partner with people. I started 2 other businesses other than the agency. I have partners, technology, product, and so forth. So whatever that business needs, I'm not an expert in technology. I have an agency. We build websites, but I'm building a website that is completely complex that I would need someone on a regular basis to be managing this website and take it to a different level. Yeah? So I would partner with someone like that.
And the last pointer is consistency. Because a lot of them, consistency is important because a lot of them, they start businesses and, you know, they get excited and they start it for 6 months, 1 year, and then this whole excitement goes down and there's no more consistency in anything that they do.
That's another one as well to add.
Yeah. Consistency, from what I see, I'm talking from an agency perspective. We have a lot of clients that come to us and they say, we want to start, say, example, a PR campaign. And when you say, let's do it for a year, and you advise them to do it, example, for a year, you find them after 6 months, they want to stop and they don't want that. And then after 6 months, again, they come back and they say, oh my God, you know, we should go back to this because their businesses are going down. So consistency is important for communication, for sure.
100%. I agree.
Okay. Thank you, Bassem, for your time. I think next episode, I will do one with you also on LinkedIn, specifically on LinkedIn. So we can just talk to entrepreneurs, CEOs, and even businesses on how to promote their businesses on LinkedIn and how to use effective tools to be known online. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.